Okay, anyway, so we're here to talk about the safety of our railroads, more specifically trains that carry crude oil and ethanol across New York State, from west to Selkirk and down from Canada to the Port of Albany and along many beautiful upstate New York communities in between. As you know, these trains travel directly along the main line of the Hudson River right through Kingston on their way to the Port of New York to refineries in New Jersey. So today I want to talk about serious concerns of safety for those living in communities along the rail line to the local environment. That's because there's a known threat that passes through these towns each day, and they are called the DOT 111 cars that carry crude oil and other safety materials. Safety experts in transportation will tell you that these cars are flawed and are actually prone to tears and spills in the event of derailment. With more and more oil being shipped across New York every day, rail seems to be the preferred way now that people ship oil. I'm calling on the Federal Department of Transportation to step up, heed the call of safety experts, and require a plan to phase out the DOT 111 cars for carrying oil, propane, kerosene, and other very flammable materials. They have explosive, the DOT 111 cars have explosive potential in the worst possible way. We need to keep them from barreling through Kingston and the rest of the state. So let me explain. As you know, it's a relatively new phenomenon to have oil, ethanol, propane shipped by train. It hasn't been used much. Pipelines were the method they preferred to go. But in recent years, with the increase in domestic production, the pipelines aren't sufficient. Oil has to go to different places. There's U.S. oil that we want to use here. We don't want to use foreign oil, and so it means that there's much more rail. This year, more trains than ever will be carrying crude oil across the U.S. 1,400 cars a day. In 2009, there were 31 cars a day. Is that an amazing change? Kingston alone sees between 100 and 200 of these DOT 111 cars with oil on barreling through every single day. Now, we like the economic activity. We're happy to have the Port of Albany, big oil port. We're happy to have the trains create prosperity. But we just want them to be safe. Okay? The freight rail lines carry up to 3 million barrels of oil in a single train. And as we learned from what happened in Canada, there's serious problems if they should derail, especially in a populated area like this. We have this nice man sitting on his porch, maybe 200 yards from the rail line. And as you know, just last month in a small town in Quebec, one of the trains carrying crude oil derailed and exploded while passing through the town of Lac-Mégantic. It nearly leveled the town center. We've all seen the pictures. It's not the first one. In Cherry Valley, Illinois, 2009 it happened. In New Brighton, Pennsylvania, in 2006 it happened. What ties all of these three things together? This, the DOT 111 car. This car started being produced, and the experts have looked at it and said it's not safe, that it's prone to tearing and splitting should there be derailment. In fact, all the new oil cars that are made don't use the DOT. They are safer. And you can do two things with the DOT 111. You can, let me just say, they're not pressurized. The newer cars, called DOT 105 and DOT 112, have thicker shells and heads and are much less likely to breach during derailment. The NTSB found that the heads and shells of DOT 111 cars can almost always be expected to breach in derailments. But NTSB's warnings have fallen on deaf ears, and many derailments have occurred. Now, do the derailments happen every day? No. Should these people sell their homes? No. But we ought to begin on a plan of safety now. That's all we're asking for. So we're urging the DOT, Federal Department of Transportation, to issue a new requirement in their rulemaking to retrofit, to require every DOT 111 car over a period of years, not immediately, to either be retrofit or phased out. And it's not that hard for the railroads to do because there are certain things these cars can carry. Corn oil, canola oil is not flammable. Let them use them for that. So it's not that they can't be used, but not for flammable material. Right now they account for about 69% of all the rail cars. But so the DOT must get to work. The CSX line, which moves crude oil from extractors in the Midwest to refineries in the East Coast, passes right through New York State, across the Finger Lakes to the Hudson Valley. And here are the towns that are affected by CSX: Dunkirk, Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, Selkirk, Greene County, Ulster County, Orange County, and Rockland County. And these trains are going to increase because we know. Now CSX is spending $26 million over the next 2 to 3 years to add 18 miles of track along the Hudson River to increase crude oil production. Whoa, see what I mean? These cars are fragile. God almighty. Get the fire department. There's going to be a fire right here. We like the economic development, we just want it to be safe. I've met with Transportation Secretary Fox. I have urged him to do this, and we hope it'll happen soon. Again, every new car is safe. The old cars should either be phased out, strengthened, or required to carry non-flammable stuff. Only non-flammable stuff like corn oil and canola oil, so there's plenty of more. And with that, let me call on Mike, and then we'll go look at the trains.